What is going on, everybody? Welcome to tonight's Knife Collection Giveaway Live, Mystery Knife Collection Giveaway Live. As the title suggests, we have 10 amazing knives, and I mean it, amazing. I actually got a couple little surprises for you guys. Definitely a knife that you're not expecting to see in the bunch tonight for the giveaway. I can't wait to unveil it here after a while. But first, we have the Knonsense part of the stream, which should be a lot of fun. Yeah. As it has been the tradition for the last 2 live streams, and I've been doing a pretty good job of it, if I do say so myself. I'm not going to miss a single super chat. I've mentioned this many times over the last couple of live streams. I did a terrible job of that over the last 6 months. So I'm going to make sure that I read them all. So we're going to do that again tonight. Also, the monthly Patreon exclusive giveaway entry opened up tonight on Patreon. You can join my Patreon for $1 a month and instantly gain access to that separate and private giveaway by clicking on the link right at the top of chat, as well as all the other benefits on Patreon. I'll tell you guys about that later. But as for right now, this giveaway tonight is free. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to be a patron. You don't have to be a channel member. You don't even have to be subscribed. If you're here right now, you can win, and I'll reveal the knives later on in the live stream. Okay. It's important to do that for the people who watch this live stream like the next day. Right? That way they get it right off the bat. I do have some new stuff. Who got in on the Hawk Talon? This is a pre-production sample they sent me to, look at, and they obviously wanted to build hype for it, and it's worth it, guys. I pre-ordered one. Like the moment that I got this out, I was like, yeah, I have to have this. 900 and what did we pay? It's a $300 deposit and total of $950. If you're in that territory, Hawk's worth it. I know very few people are ready to drop $1,000 on a knife, but if you are, you want one of those. You want one of those in your collection. Those will hold value, and they're super cool, and they're incredibly unique. Got the Arctic. I went plain. I just went with Black Dunes because I'm a simple boy. I just like I don't like the colorful Hawks. I like the Hawk is so tactical. I just want I wanted the simple Hawk. Happy Friday! Hey, happy Friday to you. Today is a special and exceptionally happy Friday. Those of you that follow me on Instagram and saw my story, or that are on my Discord, know that I'm exceptionally excited tonight about something, and we'll talk about that something later on. Hey, Bradford Mitchell gifted 10 memberships. Thank you very much, Bradford. Very kind of you. Is this Deja Vu? Hold on. It's pixelated. This is Deja Vu, isn't it? Like, did anybody play Deja Vu for Nintendo? This is Deja Vu, right? Yeah, they have some, gorilla game listed in there, and there's no way that's right. This is Deja Vu. Man, that game pissed me off. First time in a long time, feels good to get back. Hey, what's up? Yeah, for sure. So, I want to talk about... I knew that I'd ruffle feathers talking about clones again. Anybody who got mad at me for that Knife Guy episode definitely didn't watch the whole thing, definitely didn't listen. They cherry-picked. Who am I kidding? It was like 7 people. For once, I don't think I actually made Reddit mad. I made like 7 people mad, and they were like, this one guy, oh my god, it was the craziest take. He was like, Metal Complex can obviously be bought. Now he's going to support clones for a few extra bucks. A few extra bucks from who? This theory, the theory from the... I'm sorry, I'm going to rant and complain a little bit. I'm sorry, let me read these. Andrew Simcox, show the stitches. I definitely will, I promise. Fuzzy Mutt, thanks for the... he's been a member for 10 months. MC getting S90V Shaman from Knife Center. I didn't know they were dropping an S90V shim, and I guess I'll have to, huh? I just ordered the Cobalt one. Damn it! Okay. So anyways, there were two guys conversing under the video. I'm gonna read. These aren't super chats. I'm gonna read them anyway. Cole Porter bought a CRK Large Benson today in Magnica. That's awesome. You'll love that. It's not my favorite knife, but I bet you'll love it. Just trying to stick, you know, give you my honest opinion, but I know it's a great tool. You'll love it. So when there's two people conversing and kind of like theorizing that in their weird theory, the clone companies as a whole, like we all sat down at the council. It was like me and every company who makes clone knives. We sat down and conspired to slightly promote the idea that clones are now okay, and I was paid for this. This was essentially the baseline theory of these two people. I'll be perfectly honest, one of them was kind of really just bouncing around the idea that there was some, like, it was me, like, buckling to something. The other person was just tinfoil hat. And I was like, how does this even make sense? How did you get that? How did you get this idea from what I said? I clearly said multiple times in the video, I don't like clones. I'm not ever going to buy them. I'm never going to promote them. You're never going to see them on the channel. You're never going to see any of those websites linked in the description. There is no way for me to benefit from this. The whole point of that video was, and I even said it in the video, hey, listen, like me speaking as, like, from the perspective of somebody who's considering it. Hey, listen, Complex, I know that you don't like them. I know you don't promote them. But it's cheaper. I'm going to do it. If I'm going to do it, you know, like, what should I consider? And I said, consider why you're doing it, right? This is the path that those people take. It's very, very common to want the real thing, not be able to buy it, or it's not available. So you buy a clone, and then eventually you get an opportunity to buy the real thing. If that's the door, if that's the pathway you take, and it leads to you making a purchase, then great. In many cases, a lot of people who never get the opportunity to handle something that gives them the idea of what the real thing will be like, they may never make that purchase at all. So sometimes the clone acts as a catalyst. In fact, I would venture to guess there are people in here who have purchased a clone and ultimately made the decision to buy the real thing based on the love of the clone. That was the whole point. People watch like 10 minutes of it and they're like, he's a sellout! God! Trying to have an intellectual discussion. I perfectly understand not wanting to support companies that are stealing intellectual property. And that's the way that I am too. I'm never going to do that. I'm trying to keep an open mind and give people like an optional pathway. And just say, I can understand why people do this. People are so quick to jump to crazy conclusions. That's the internet though, I guess. What people tell me, like, you upload that to the internet and 10,000 people watch it. What do you expect? For everybody to be perfectly rational? Holt Spectre clone. Yeah, well, those are words. I will always buy the real thing, right? But I wanted to update my perspective. I wanted to define the differences because people use that word incorrectly. One person even he got mad at me that I was not relating the word clone to like a physical, like, living being. He defined it for me, like he copied and pasted it from, he was like, that's not what clone means. And he like gave me the definition. I was like, okay, well, this has nothing to do with it. But some people will say a clone is something that looks similar to something else. And that's not the jargon. That's not the lingo that we use. A clone is a line-for-line duplication. And then a counterfeit is a line-for-line duplication where they fake the logo. And that's a big problem. It's one of those things that makes me really appreciate the live stream chat, because the number of rational people that come to my live streams I'm very thankful for that. That's why I love these, because I feel like I'm legitimately talking to my core community here, the people who watch a lot of my content and really understand the perspective that I'm trying to bring to the table. I mean, like I learned all that from Blade forums. Like a lot. As much as I make fun of Blade forums, like that, there was a lot of good that came out of it during the I got a ton of great information from Blade forums between 2012 and 2017, and they were really good about identifying little tiny details that were different and wrong about clones, and they were also really great about pointing out how it hurts businesses and stuff like that. And I agree with that. That's my official stance. Do everything you can possibly do not to buy a clone. There's a million other options. But I know that, as much as I preach it, it's your money. You can do whatever you want with it. Fine, but consider it as a catalyst to buying the real thing at some point. If that's all you need to know is whether or not you like it before you buy, then go ahead and do it if it's going to lead to giving the original person money. Yeah, ultimately that's true. Looks at dirt. If the ultimate thing here is that you're happy, right? If you're doing this privately, you're making a private purchase, it's just for you, and it makes you happy at the end of the day, then fine. You don't need anybody's permission. If you're here with me in the United States, we live in a free country. You can do whatever you want, and you definitely don't need the permission of people on the internet, no matter how much people will insist in the comment section. Oh man, is anybody in here who was part of that really interesting argument under? So if you don't know, I spend a lot of my time arguing in the comments. I that's a passion of mine. Was anybody in that discussion with the gentleman who got really upset and started talking about how strong he was and changed his profile picture? Went from like a picture of him shirtless to a picture of him flexing his bicep to prove how strong he was. Oh my gosh, was anybody there for that? That's good. I could not believe what were we even talking about? That was the funniest thing. I could not believe. I was like, that's the worst thing you can do. I gotta be honest, we kind of baited him into it, but he got upset about, he was in disbelief about like what things were made in the United States, and he was like, steel, none of the steel is made in the United States, and we're like, no, that's wrong. We're like, MagnaCut, for example, is like legitimately made in Syracuse, and like there were a bunch of examples, and he was just off the wall with assumptions, where I was like, you're assuming so many things. You're being a nutter, and you're guessing, and you're assuming that we don't know either. And there was like, I think like 6 people involved in the conversation, and every single one of them was like, no, you're dumb. that's just wrong. There was a perfect example of somebody jumping into a comment section, assuming nobody else knew, assuming he was right, and not having done any research for himself. And he jumped into the worst crowd of people he could, and everyone was like, no, it's really easy, like we can back this up. And he did not know what to do. So it evolved into a conversation where he was talking about how tall he was and how strong he was. And I was like, I was kind of being a troll, and I was like, no, I can tell by the distance between your chin and your the collarbone, that attaches your shoulder. You got a pretty narrow frame. You can't possibly be that tall. Like, I was totally being a troll. I was like, I'd put you at about 180, not 240. And he changed his profile picture to a picture of his bicep. Oh, man. I know. Yeah. I called him a dork. That was the meanest thing I said to him. I said, you're a big old dork. Glock was there. I forgot about that. That was hilarious. I was screaming. I could not believe I was witnessing someone who really thought, like, in his mind, he was like, this'll show him. He was about to win the argument with a picture of his bicep. Oh man, that's just golden, man. No, you said give us a link. I'm not up for harassment. It's okay to talk about a mystery person, make fun of him, joke about him, right? Glock's in here. He was part of it. But I'm not gonna sick a bunch of people after him. It was just really funny. Well, he picked a group of people he assumed didn't know, right? That's like all over the internet. Like you can kind of jump into comment sections and kind of say whatever you want because it's easy to assume that everybody in every community knows as little as you, so you can make any assumption you want just for attention. And he jumped into a video on my channel, which is pretty populated with people who know better, and specifically was conversing with people who knew very specifically more than he did. He had no idea what to do. He bit off more than he could chew. I'm on the edge. Welcome to Knights Around. Knights, raise your swords. All right, those are my rants and my stories for the evening. It's a funny situation. I get in throughout the week. I probably get into like at least 10 arguments, and only one periodically is noteworthy. Mr. Pelly, hello, MC, and everyone, hello. So the Chiefs finally lost, and the Bills absolutely deserve it. We definitely lost that game. The Bills played better than us, and I mean, like, sure, there were mistakes that we made, but we played, and the Bills played better. And so I knew it was going to happen. I knew that the Chiefs were eventually going to win. And you know what? I'm happy it was the Bills who beat us. Absolutely. Josh Allen definitely deserved that win, and I am okay with that. I accept that as a Chiefs fan. Congratulations, Bills fans. You guys definitely earned that one. Oh, we're still 9-1. I'm okay. I'm kind of like I was like, it needs to happen because I'm not about to. I don't want to go undefeated and then end up in the Super Bowl because I feel like that's the recipe for disaster. I wanted to. The Chiefs needed to bleed, and the Bills made us bleed. So now I feel like there's less of a target. There's still a target on us, but it's a little less intense. Lions are the best team in the NFL. They're pretty good. I mean, we'll see. The most concerning thing right now is that Butker's out for at least 3 more weeks. We've got a lot of injuries, but then again, I feel like everybody... Is any NFL team not plagued with injuries right now? Last Bills game, I watched some Bills fan behind me, threw up all over me in the first quarter. God, that sucks. In the first quarter, it's not acceptable to throw up at an NFL game. Like, you need to control yourself. But if you're gonna do it, it should be in the parking lot after you've exited the stadium. Not in the first quarter. That's gross. Just calm down. The first quarter, have 1 beer. If you want to ramp it up after that, fine. But so the guy like tailgated and had like 8 beers in the parking lot and then had 4 more in the first quarter? It's not okay. Like maybe he was having liquor, but especially if you're assuming you're drinking beer at a tail, it's not. If you're throwing up after anything less than 12, come on. You just make bad choices. Know your limit. Okay, let's talk about let's show the stitches. So I'm going to show them backwards here in value. Everybody knows the Black Star, right? The custom. This is the one that was the famous, hilariously overpriced, but definitely still very much a custom. Stitch, right? I paid $6,300 for this, and I definitely took a bath on it. That's fine. I just wanted to own my ultimate Stitch. Then I have this is probably the one that creates the most jealousy is the Shadow Stitch. This is an auto stitch with no billboarding on it whatsoever. It's beautiful. And then this one is actually my Ramlock stitch that's been outfitted with absolutely gorgeous original goat gun stock scales. These are in aluminum. I will get titanium as soon as they're available. But this is absolutely gorgeous. Gun stock with the texturing there. That's what I'd recommend. Very cool. Fits perfectly. Feels good, man. Welcome to Knights Around. Knights Razor Sword for Feels Good, man. I am reading every single super chat, every message, I'm doing my best to not let those messages escape me. So if you have a question and you feel like I'm gonna read questions either way, right? But if you need to send me a super chat or whatever, this sounds like I'm promoting it. You don't have to send me a super chat to get me to read your comment. I'm gonna do my best. There's just a lot of people in here. My point is, I'm not gonna miss them anymore because people are sending me money and asking a question, and for months I just have been ignoring it, prioritizing whatever it is I'm talking about. What's the news on Excalibur? I'll feed you, baby birds. Just give me a little bit here. You do you, big dog. We love it. Yeah, but I appreciate that, but you guys are in here like you're taking your time. I'm taking your time, and in some cases you guys are sending me money. The least I can do is talk to you and not myself, which has been a common theme in these live streams. I know you guys think it's funny when I rant and go crazy. I know you guys think that, but I can balance that. I can do that and read, right? Okay, I'm back. I'm on the edge. That's a clever channel name. Without the use of EDC. There's nothing wrong with channels that utilize the EDC name, but that's a clever name. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. I feel like there's something else we need to talk about. There's something else very specific what happened this week that we got to talk about. Something we didn't talk about last week is that Benchmade is suing Derek. What's up? What Wii Knife action feels the most like a Shiro? Boy, that's a really good question. Let me think about this. The one that looks the most like a Shiro is definitely this guy, which I keep forgetting the name of, and I am going to keep this. You know what? It's this guy. It's very controlled. It's very similar. It's just the flipper tab is a lot different. This has a lot more hard angles. This is the most Shirogorov Wii knife ever. Like, if you want a Shirogorov knife, it's in Vanax too. If you want a Shirogorov knife, you just don't want to pay that price. Like, that might be the way to go. What is that thing? Oh, the electrifying post you made. Did you like that? I made the most unhinged thumbnail. Hey, Remet! What's up, Remet? Thank you very much for the memberships there. Appreciate that. Big fan of Remet these days and their involvement with the community. That's a pretty big deal to have a knife company that is not only focused on knives, but focused on community feedback. I've seen them not only in my live streams, but other comment sections, other communities. So they're definitely digging in deep, and I respect that. I think that's pretty cool. TGIF, absolutely. How can I get a Spyderco Sage 3 and not get ripped off? Is the Sage 3 discontinued? Your best bet, Cody, is to use Blade Binge. You can't get ripped off on, I mean, like in terms of a safe sale and making sure that it's authentic, for sure. But if it's a Spyderco and it's a desirable Spyderco, you are bound by the laws of the secondary market. So your safest bet to make sure that you get exactly what you're paying for is to make a transaction on Blade Binge. I've got links in the description for Blade Binge. There's plenty of community members here who use Blade Binge and they'll vouch for it. Maybe you're already a member. If you can find one on Blade Binge, number one, that's the safest place to make a transaction. Number two, if it's discontinued, which I presume it is, you need to wait for one that's a price tag that you're happy with, or try to haggle with the seller. Hello, everyone. Remet Black Friday sale, 20% discount. Please come and have a look. All right, cool. Hey, thanks for the donation. 20% discount for the Remet Black Friday sale, which is pretty cool. Remet prices are already pretty low, so there you go. Use my link. There's a Remet link actually in my description for the live stream. 5-6 weeks till Excalibur delivers. Right around Christmas, guys. There's a big update coming tonight, actually, in terms of the knife itself. Just give me a little bit here. Blue-blooded blade buyer. Thanks for the donation. Thoughts on Kunmu, Gringo, and Primo? The Gringo's coming. I don't know what the Primo is. I need to talk with Sergio. Maybe they sent it. I don't know. Blade bench is the best way to buy used blades. I agree 100%. Mad Yoko. That's every problem that existed with the secondary market. Blade bench has solved 99% of it. No reason to use Reddit, Facebook, Blade forums, or whatever else. eBay, barf. Don't mess with it. Use Blade bench. That was an affiliate program I was more than happy to accept because of everybody involved with it. Also, talking with one of the people behind Blade Binge, I was like, yeah, this is, they are knife people. The people running that site are hardcore knife people. And more specifically, people who have been burned on the secondary market. The entire motivation behind it was they're sick of people having to deal with the bullshit of the secondary market, so they set up a better place. Can't wait to get the Nefarious back in your hands, bro. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, for sure. I can't wait either. Thank you. I'm excited. Wicked Dream Designs. That's such a nasty knife, man. I love that blade grind. The blade profile. People making guesses and hopes and expectations for knife prices. I would not expect knife prices to go down. I would expect them to stop going up, maybe, for a little bit. Maybe. It could be the exact opposite. I have no idea. Full textured, bead blasted. Eclipse on the RHK side. You heard correctly. Full titanium out of the box. Tanto and Harpoon Spanto. Full textured tie bead blasted Eclipse on the RHK side. Okay, awesome. Montana Knife Company. Yeah, didn't they poached an employee or something? It was something like that. Chinese knives will go up, maybe. Well, we'll just have to see. I mean, all we can do is assume until we see it happen, right? So it's possible. Benchmade versus Kumu versus MC Spaghetti's Benchmade versus Kumu. I don't even know how to answer that. I mean, once you get past a certain point, you're just buying the... I mean, like... Once you get into a certain territory, you're definitely, like... You're aware of, like, what level of performance you're buying. Performance means more or less to feel like you're still going to get a knife that will work, but, like... How much of the price is geared towards performance and how much of it is geared towards the materials and the craftsmanship and the excess, right? I don't know. Ramat gifted 10 more memberships. Thank you very much. There's an arch nemesis on Blade Binge. I just recorded a kind of a walkthrough of Blade Binge just to see what... I found some pretty crazy stuff on Blade Binge, but I did not see the arch... There's an arch nemesis on Blade Binge. I mean, please use my link if you're going to go to Blade Binge. It's in the description, but I didn't know that. Yeah, I guess Benchmade is suing Montana Knife Company. I hope I got that right, because they poached an employee who's got, like, pretty heavy, like, very, very important inside information. I don't know. I watched Ben's episode on it, and I can't remember all the details, so you'll have to watch that episode. Ben did an episode on that. Did you see the Rex 76 PM2 coming up on Knives? Great content. I don't even know what Rex 76 is, but I will check it out. Rex 76. Montana Knife Company prices are way too high. I'm not familiar with them, so I don't know. The Kunmu Stiffy P fixed blade is crazy good. Okay. Joel Owens, welcome to Nights Around. I'll mention again, since we have 900 people in here, tonight's giveaway is free if you're here. Like, that's all that's required to get in on this giveaway. But I have a second private giveaway, which I do monthly for my patrons, and it is that time of the month for Patreon, which is linked right at the top of chat. So if you want to get in on that and all of the other Patreon benefits, now's a great time to join for $1 a month, which will literally gain you access to everything. There's no difference between the tiers. So if you want to get in on the private giveaway, which it's pretty spectacular. I mean, it's a mystery at the moment, but I'll unveil it next Friday. But if you want to get in and enter, you can click on that link at the top of chat and join my Patreon for $1 a month. It's actually even less if you pay for the full year. I think it's $10.50 or $10 or something like that. Yeah, sorry. Poor word choice there, but you guys know what I meant. It is the Hawk Talon. I got Surges, apparently. It came with a funny note that apparently wasn't supposed to be sent to me. It wasn't anything bad. It was just funny. It was like an inside joke between Hawk and Surge. Jason Denton, thanks very much for your donation there. But yeah, this was these. I think they sent out pre-production samples to a bunch of different content creators. The Max Ace Neptune definitely still holds up. Mine's fine and has been cycled 800 times, more than 800 times now. With the test I did on camera, plus, well, you have to take my word for it, but at least 500 cycles before I reviewed it. It never failed once. I did hit it with a shot of Rem Oil before I did anything. I mean, that's what I always do with OTFs. So maybe that is why it never failed, but mine hasn't cracked or anything. The best knife for 500 bucks is a tricky one. I have videos on that. There is no one best knife, but there's a lot of really good knives for around 500 bucks. Probably the Demco. If you're going for like utility and durability, and you're big on American stuff, it's a Demco 8020. I wouldn't call the McNeese a safe queen. I think it's a good like you know, small batch American high-end production knife. Or I mean, some people might call it a semi-custom. I think it's in the same tier as Hinder. I don't think they're finished quite as well as Hinder knives, but they are machined well, right? So if you don't need like extra polish or anything, it's hard to say. They're fine. They're not my favorites, but they are made well. They're good knives. I just wouldn't call them a safe queen. They're readily available too. Definitely a good user knife. If you don't want something that's mass-produced, you want something that's special and made in USA, yeah, it's a good tool. Found a Kershaw Oblivion for $23, surprisingly. Nice knife, even though I'm not big on assisted opening stuff. Seems like a decent beater knife. Yeah, I mean, for 23 bucks, can't go wrong. Thanks for the donation there. And then Koreag, thanks for your donation. Do you have any intentions to look at the CJRB version? The CJRB version of what? If so, what are your thoughts on the variation before you actually handle it? The CJRB version of... I'm sorry. I'll look for your follow-up. Maybe it's obvious and I'm not picking it up. I'm sorry about that. Is that a Timascus? It's a Mokatai in zero etch Damasteel. Can we see that? I'm going to hold this up to the camera and look at my screen there. Is it not focused? It's not focusing. I'm sorry about that. Hold on. Zero etch Damasteel on that. That was a gift directly from Brian Nadeau, which I will cherish forever. Oh, version is the name of the CJRB knife. Okay, I'm sorry. That's... Hold on. Guys, I'm looking away from chat for a second, so don't come after me if I miss the super chat. Give me a second. I'm Googling this to make sure. I'm just catching myself up. Oh, yeah. No, I've got that here. Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. It's not anything special, but it's fine. Pretty cheap. What do I think of the Osborne 940? It's an evergreen. It's just way more expensive than it used to be. I picked up my first 940 for 170. No, it was less than that. I think it was 165. It was in 154 cm. And before that, I think they were 440C, weren't they? It's a good knife. It's just, man, there's a lot of competition. The knife world has evolved heavily. I wouldn't consider the 940 an overly special knife in 2024, but it does have like a strong foundation to it. I mean, it represents like a time period, and it's very much like Benchmade history. It's knife world history, right? So if you're not looking for the best of the best, dollar for dollar, but you just want one of those cool evergreen knives that'll always be famous and always a part of knife world history, yes, it's a very good EDC. It's very well made. It's a recommendable design. I don't like the price tag. Yeah, so one of them, so actually they're both Wii Solids. This is the one that I originally got from Wii. I was always curious about the dark, like the smoky gray one, and they sent me one so that I could sample it, and it is amazing. So these are back in stock. I think they were out of stock for a bit, but they're back, and this smoky gray one looks awesome. A little more reflective than I thought it would be. I just really like this finish. I just didn't want to roll the dice on it with my first sample. Be honest with you guys, I'm probably going to keep that one. I hope you intended for me to keep that, because I'm probably going to. On the stitch, yeah, those are aluminum scales. How's the Hawk Talon? It's amazing. I bought one. All right, pre-ordered one, I guess. Poopy Pablo's here? Poopy Pablo's legendary. We got 1,000 people in here. It's time to do this. All right, who's ready for something that has to do with Excalibur? I'm going to ask everybody to hold questions and super chats and all that stuff because I want to talk about Excalibur here for a second. Now, you guys are going to see... I'm going to add the pre-order link, right? Got to take an opportunity for advertising here. I mean, it's just a good opportunity. There's 1,000 people watching. So I'm going to replace the pinned comment with the Excalibur pre-order, which... The truth is we are actually nearing capacity. We never thought that this would happen, but we are. A lot of you have pre-ordered, and I'm really happy about that. I got, just today, the absolute final production version of Excalibur with all of the changes. They also sent it with a variation of pocket clip so that you guys could see what it looks like with, in my opinion, Kunwu's best clip. A lot of you guys were really excited about Excalibur, but you didn't love my clip, which is perfectly fine. You'll have options. The best thing about Kunwu knives is that all of the pocket clips are modular, so you can put the one on there that you like, right? It will ship. I want to be very clear about this before I show it. It will not ship with the clip that's on it. It's going to ship with the clip that I showed in the initial unveiling. But what I have here is the final V4 Excalibur. In my pocket, that was that noise, with every single change that I wanted made between V3 and V4. So here it is. I'm going to walk you guys through it. You're the first ones to see it outside of me and Kunwu and the OEM. Here it is in all its glory with all of the changes. Doesn't look any different initially, but let me show you. Let me walk you through. Number one, the blade stock thickness has been increased to 135 thousandths. Putting the balance exactly in like the middle of the primary index finger position, which is much better than where it was. It was back here, it's now here, which is great. There's also essentially zero difference in the edge. I demonstrated it on a video you'll see tomorrow. It also has pivot collars on both sides, which is amazing. I love to see how that looks. We got the smaller pivot collar on one side, the bigger pivot collar on the other. We also have the proper housing on the back end. Instead of just the rounded frame, we now have the appropriate housing, which is not only allowing it to lock up more solid, it's also reducing the mark and the wear into the frame. It also no longer contacts the frame in the closed position. And the reason is, it's hard to see, there's actually a lump of titanium down there that allows it to stop in the closed position internally, which is much better. The detent has also been absolutely perfected. I requested that the detent be slightly heavier. Oh my God! It is perfect! Sergio, I love you. You are so good at understanding exactly what I'm asking for. Seriously, hats off to Sergio. I am not an easy person to deal with when it comes to getting all of the stuff that I want. And Sergio has done everything that I have asked. This detent is perfection. It's so good. I love it. Also, thank you to Melissa and Taylor and Neves for pointing out the thumb studs come loose. And the person who won my original Excalibur. We also changed that. The thumb studs cannot come loose now. So that's not going to be a thing to worry about. We still want to make it to where you can potentially change them out. That's something we'll talk about down the road. You might have different options for thumb studs, but not anytime soon. But they are fixed in place, very, very solid, right? The other thing, check this out. We have a milled metal complex helmet, not lasered, milled into the relief cut. Very subtle, very cool. It's hard to even see in the, just like if you're just looking at it, but it is nicely milled into that relief cut. Also, again, this is not the pocket clip it'll come with, but this is what the knife looks like with Kunwu's better clip. A lot of people will point out, oh, that's a shame that it lands right on the relief cut. It lands halfway. I've tested this in and out of the pocket. The total amount of surface contact between the frame, the pocket clip, and your pocket is reduced a little bit because part of it on this clip doesn't land here. My pocket clip will land back here. Either way, it's going to be easy in and out of the pocket. But if you attach this clip, it's actually super easy because it's not a lot of material drag. So this clip works really well. It'll also work well with the wire clip or the clip that it comes with, right? It's optimized for the clip it comes with, but you can attach whatever you want, right? The clip it comes with will also be Timascus. Again, this one is right hand only, but we make left-handed versions. This is DLC Vanax. You'll also be able to get non-DLC Vanax. You'll also be able to get stonewashed. You'll be able to get satin. You'll be able to get reverse tux, whatever you want. Everything that's available is linked at the top of chat. If you want to pre-order this knife, you still can. You have an option to pay in 4, I think, but they will deliver Christmas. This is absolutely 100% exactly what I wanted it to be. My dream is complete with this knife. This V4 Excalibur is the perfect representation of what you can expect to receive if you pre-order this knife. And it is perfect. By my standards, it's perfect. It's going to be heavy. It's 8.5 inches, right? It's going to be a big boy because it's an integral. But it is exactly what I wanted it to be. So, there's the update. Polished DLC on Vanax is an option. It's not much more than base. The base price is $400, which is the absolute lowest we can get it, and you will not find another Vanax integral knife with these options on the market lower. We are the absolute lowest for all of these options combined, especially when you consider you can get DLC for $430, so 400 base or full DLC for $430. So there we go. Slay it. We have to display it. That is the final V4 Excalibur for this run. This is what you will get. Damasteel option, you say? Okay, we'll consider that. Gosh. We hadn't considered that yet. That's an interesting option. We'll have to think about that. Wink. We're gonna cater to everybody. We're gonna take. We know what you guys want. I know. I know. Believe me. That's the one you ordered. That's what you're gonna get. It's gonna look exactly like this. It's perfect. I've been carrying this around since. The centering's great. There's no detent lash. The detent's so good. The detent was good on V3, but God, it's good now. This is beautiful. There's a reverse flick with the thumb stud, reverse flick with the opening hole, right? It's so low effort, man. It's so tuned. I love the detent. This is exactly what I wanted. Oh, $15 Ozark Excalibur. Ozark Trail Excalibur. We'll make a budget one eventually, or as low cost as we can. Where's the Microtech stitch? There's two Microtech stitches out here. These two right here, the Ramlock stitch and the Auto stitch. How long is the pre-order? It's open until we hit capacity or until Christmas. So I expect that we'll see a lot of pre-orders tonight after having unveiled this. We will also see a huge influx probably tomorrow afternoon when I do the, like, there's a bunch of people in here seeing it, but I've also got an official, like, video on this that I'm going to do tomorrow afternoon, and we'll probably see, assuming that video gets 10,000 views or more, which is pretty typical, we'll probably see more pre-orders then. So I think capacity is 1,600, which we never thought we'd get anywhere close to, and I think we have 1,340 pre-ordered at the moment. So there's some slots, but it's getting up there. So there is a ceiling, and once December, once Christmas rolls around, that's it. Whatever's pre-order is getting delivered. The Giga version, I don't think you're gonna see Giga. Like we got to work out some stuff there. But I want to do one. But like if you're like waiting, I'm not gonna do an NC Blade thing. I'm not gonna do like, oh, you pre-ordered, surprise at the last day. I'm not gonna do that. Like we'll make sure that there's a heads up, but that's a ways down, and I don't even know exactly what that is yet. Like there's no like planned like surprise or tactical. Like we're doing one thing at a time. This is first edition Excalibur. This is OG Excalibur. We're doing that first. If you want in on the original, you want in on the OG, this is what we're doing right now. If you want to say you owned one, the first drop, if there's value in that for whatever reason, this is what we're doing right now. The problem with the when it drops is there might not be a when it drops. Like, there might not be a here they are on the site and you can just buy them. If we're nearing capacity, this might be it. And again, it sounds like I'm trying to create like promotional FOMO, but we're nearing capacity. So it would be cool to have some available for people to just go and buy, but I literally can't guarantee. I don't know that that's going to be the case. That's why we have the pre-order open. We're letting people get their names in a guaranteed spot. Excalibur Prime fancy version. That'd be cool. We still don't know exactly what that would be. Thanks for your donation there. Max Ace OTF versus TACCOM OTF. I don't even know who TACCOM is. TACCOM is not on my radar, so I'm going to go with Max Ace by default, but maybe I need to handle it. Thanks for your donation. Midwest Gear, thanks for your donation. Fine, you win. Pre-order done. Next, a new OTF. Well, consider the Draco. Oops. That's safety. Pretty crazy, right? But still, one of my favorites right now is still Guardian Tactical. I also really like the Kershaw Livewire. I think that a lot of people are overlooking that thing. It's such a good OTF. Is 1,600 knives in a run a lot? What do you mean a run? 1,600 knives in a run. Do you have the quiet carry? The catch. Want to see it? I don't have that. I'll have to. I actually haven't handled a quiet carry in a while. Thanks for your donation, though. What would retail be on what, Anthony? The price of the Excalibur is the same either way. To my knowledge, there was never a discussion of like a pre-order. Like, we're making it as fair and continuously fair as possible. The only way that the price changes is if we're forced to change it. I'm not going any higher if I don't have to. Like, the only way is if there's some sort of restriction and we are literally forced to do it. But again, that's part of, like, we assumed that eventually that day would come. That's why we're pushing to create less expensive versions. If the price gets too much for people to handle, fine, we'll make less expensive versions. We tried to think way out. We don't want people being left out because of tariffs or whatever, right? just assuming everything becomes inflated, the price of everything keeps going up. That is a force that is impossible to deal with, except what we have on our utility belt is how can we alter this knife to make it less expensive in the future, right? I can't make you a Van X integral for less. I can't make you this. I can't just reduce the price on that, but I can make a different version of it, right? I'm trying to think like somebody who wants to pick it up but might be limited for one way or another, because I've been there. Get it. I want it, but it's like there's plenty of people who are like, I want it, but I can't pay that much. Totally understandable. Totally understandable. Best OTF options 200 and 300. Well, a little over is the Microtech Ultratech. It's still worth checking out. Axial shift. Your EMP EDC Pulse, Kershaw Livewire, Guardian Tactical Recon 35, that, and then the Heretic Manticore. That's what I'd go for. Jake Jones, thanks for your donation. Max Ace also makes a Medusa that's pretty good in that price point. There's not a says a lot, like they're limited. I'm sure that it's geographic. I think it's PayPal is what they're limited to. But they do have pay in 4. What time is it? 51. We're doing okay. Time's not going crazy. I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Man, there's a lot of people in here right now. Excalibur pre-order again before I leave. V4, that's what you're looking at. Exactly what you're going to receive is right here. The pre-order for Excalibur, you don't have to get DLC. I spit on it. Yours will not come with spit. Excalibur, whether you want DLC, stonewashed, or satin, or reverse tux, or whatever, left hand, right hand, it's all on the Kumu Crew website, which is linked right at the top of chat. I'll be right back. All right. Also, I forgot to tell you guys. So many of you, I don't think that this video will be insanely popular, but I made this video for the small population of people who have been asking for it. You guys have been asking me for a list of knives under 1,000. I did a list between 500 and 1,000. If I was going to pick 10 knives that I would recommend between 500 and 1,000, and I was a little vague, I kind of did like brands to look at, and then like models within the brands. But I did my 10 picks for the best knives between 500 and 1,000 with some honorable mentions. So it's a very lengthy list. It's a long video. The video is not going to be for everybody, and I guarantee it's going to be full of criticism in the comments, right? But I did that video for people who have been asking for it. I know that many of you have gotten to a point where you just want one super knife, and you want to know my thoughts on it, so I gave you my 10. And I put my number one pick at the top. So I made it very definitive, and I put them in order. Is it true that Concept is coming out with a gravity folder? I have no idea, but it wouldn't surprise me. Thanks for the satanic donation there. Any affordable integral recommendations? So the best affordable, like if it doesn't need to be titanium, the Reich, God dang it. So like the most affordable integral is definitely the Kaiser Brat at like, what is that, $90? The Kaiser Brat is awesome. It's a button lock G10 integral in 154 cm. That's a great knife. You could also go with the Reich Thule. The Reich Thule is like 120. That's an impressive one. If it's got to be titanium, hands down the most impressive integral in the market, dollar for dollar, besides mine, is the Weator, which was designed by Dalibor Bergen. That is easily, that's, what is that, 380, 375? That thing is insane. There's some good options there. Tri-State hasn't, does he have an integral? Does he have an actual integral? And what's the price of his integral? The Nold Raiden, so that's a great one. I showcased that. Anything from Knoll is worth picking up. Yeah, the Real Steel Sacra is cool. Absolutely. I tell you right now, one of the knives that's on that list for the best knives under $1,000 is the Hoghouse Model T. This thing is ridiculous. This is a ridiculous knife. Holy crap. Hoghouse, keep an eye on Hoghouse. They are very capable. Wowzers. $800 is as far as your wallet will allow. I've got, what happened here? I got a solid piece of spit on that thing. It didn't want to come off. If 800's your limit, there's a lot of that list that will appeal to you. The Hawk Talon was it was either 900 or 950. I can't remember. It's even better on skiffs. That's wild because the Hoghouse Model T is pretty perfect without him. You're into the overbuilt knives. Yeah, me too. I get it. So I'm going to let you guys know a little secret right now, and I can't elaborate on it. Migron hit me up about what... Sometimes I give companies suggestions based on what I like and what I perceive other people will like. And they also, like, Migron's really good about asking what prices are acceptable. And I'm going to let you guys know, when I get that question, I always say the same thing. If you price it over X amount versus the competition, all you'll do is piss everybody off. So you need to consider your direct competition, and you need to be lower. The lower, the better. Make people happy. That's what people want to see, is a company who's willing to make really nice products and price themselves lower than their competition. So Migron has always been really great about taking that advice. They asked me about a new overbuilt project, and I said, here's what you do, and here's where you price it. And if they do it, which I'm pretty sure they will, it will blow your mind. If Remit succeeds in doing this, it'll be the most ridiculous thing. Oh my God. And the price will be substantially lower than anything that's ever been. It will be the least expensive thing in its class, period. It's still going to be expensive, but I promise you, you'll never... there's nothing else on the market that'll be priced lower for what it is. So... Did I say Remit? I meant Migron. Migron, not Remit. Migron. I'm always willing to give advice on pricing and models and stuff like that. No problem, you know. I'm not designing anything for Migron. I just said, if you want to make people happy, here's what you should do. Knives Fast, thanks for your donation there. Hey, MC, trying to super chat again. They refunded me earlier. That's weird. Hello. Hope you're doing well, man. Best of luck on Excalibur. Thank you. That was really nice. Make sure you guys subscribe to Knives Fast. Casey, Spire in there. Thank you very much. Chat disconnected. Oh, no. There we go. That was weird. It gave me a warning. Said chat was disconnected. That was scary. Any Black Friday deals on... Oh, he's talking to somebody else. What's my favorite knife on the screen? I'm going to exclude Excalibur from this. My favorite knife on screen. Let me think. I'm not just going to immediately go with the most expensive. I'll buy the Microtech Stitch RAM for a good 25. I'm sure you would. Thanks for your donation. Favorite knife on screen. Yeah, I gotta be honest here, and it's not just because it's the most expensive. The knife that brings me the most joy on screen outside of Excalibur is the Black Star Stitch. And that's why I was willing to overpay for it. I just love this thing. I have such a powerful fascination with the Stitch. Sebastian Berengi is a genius. This is such a unique knife. It's so cool to own, like, the real deal, or the Marfione real deal, you know? I'll probably eventually buy a Borka, like a direct Borka Stitch as well. Hey, Dad. Hey, Conrad. How you doing, son? Nice to see you in here. Hope you're winning at all your video games. I hope you're enjoying life and doing what makes you happy. You know, take some time for yourself, son. No reason to rush life. Don't take anything too seriously. Just do what makes you happy. 8015 Lights, 55 on Amazon right now. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Looks like a Borka, that's because it is. Top left is not a bag. That is a Lesbar Aviator Bifrost, which is the most technical. I mean, it's a custom that's machined, but it's the most technical machining I've ever seen. There are many close-ups of this knife on Instagram, and it is mind-blowing. What's the brown one on top? That is, you're going to have to help me out with that. That's CJRB's new... Ew. What's wet under there? Sorry about that. Probably, it's probably condensation from the can that I touched. This is CJRB's new $30 knife. Acacia. Yeah, that's a winner, guys. You don't have to wait for the review. This is a winner. I'm gonna put this on. I'm gonna do a Christmas Christmas gift list. Top 20 best Christmas gifts. This is on it. This is crazy. $30. Superior. This is a superior knife for the CJRB line. Best for Shiro. I don't mind buying used. Get an F3. You can buy, if you can find, like, this is an F3 in LMAX. So you're gonna find like retail price is about $750. So if you can find an F3 for less, go for that. Or the Chromax. Sorry, the super chats are distracting me here. The Chromax version of the Quantum is also a great one. You can probably find the Chromax Quantum for the upper 400s, is what I would guess. Maybe less, maybe more. Eclectic. Thanks for your donation there. Have you gotten to handle the new Dark Edition Godfather? The Satin DLC finishes moi. Reminds me of the Black Stitch. Really? That's awesome. No, I didn't know they did that. Very cool. 80 20.5 or Shark Cub. Started replacing my work EDC. Ah, Landon, thank you. That was the topic I wanted to talk about. This is the new Stealth Shark Cub. This is now probably my go-to dedicated all-purpose EDC knife. And I mean that. I've been carrying the Shark Cub for a long time in G10 and 20 CV. This is aluminum. It's like a gunmetal and true DLC 20 CV Shark Cub. And yes, I definitely recommend the Shark Cub over the 20.5. I think it is superior in a lot of ways. It's more compact and easier to manipulate. It's also more comfortable in the hand while still being essentially just as capable. And the option for DLC and just the combination here is absolutely wonderful. I highly recommend this. This is a perfect, lightweight, compact, all-purpose EDC knife. Ambidextrous, ridiculously durable, ridiculously friendly, super easy to manipulate. I love it. The Shark Cub is already great. The stealth mode is even better. Links for Demco in the description. Derek, for real, thanks for your donation. I'm excited about the Muron. Muron just from Crazy Laugh. Oh, the Migron, yeah. Dude, I promise you, if they actually do it, it'll take a while, but if they do it, it's nuts. I gave them a suggestion thinking that they're going to say that's not possible. That's how crazy this was. When I told them what they should do, I thought there's no way that they'll respond with anything else but, you're insane, we can't do that. And he goes, okay. I was shocked. I said, here's what you got to do, and here's the price you got to be under. And he said, okay. He told me straight up, he said, there's not a lot of room for me to make money there, but if it makes people happy, that's what I like about Migron. You can believe me or not, but they said there's not a lot of room for us to make money, but if it makes people happy, then we'll do it. I like Migron. I think that's great. They're clearly trying to make people happy. You got the premium Momo, you called it. Nice. They made a premium one? Excellent. They do the DLC? Shiro F3NS with the blue carbon fibers, your Grail knife? Yeah, it's pretty sick. This is a pretty impressive Shiro. This is like an emerald. The camera makes it look blue. It's a little more green, but they did do a blue one. My laugh makes you laugh. I have a crazy, like, anime antagonist cackle. I'm telling you right now, I'm confident that I could do voice work. I would accept a job doing, like, if they needed, like, just random people to voice, like, if there was a new cartoon or show and they needed somebody to do a new American show, or it was like a Japanese show and they needed American, I would do it. I would do weird voices and all that stuff. Maybe that's my future. I'd do it. I would love to do it. I'll scream and do crazy laughs. I'll do all that stuff. I think that would be really fun, doing voiceover work for cartoons. I've had people. I think there are plenty of people who can do what I do. I'm not saying I'm special. I think there's a lot. I bet there's plenty of people in chat who could do it too. But I would love it. If I got offered that job, I would totally do it. Yes, I did a shiny DLC on my mirror polished and purple fat carbon. Nice, nice. Shiny DLC on that. I hope they send it to me. Maybe they did. I got a box from Kaiser I haven't opened yet. So maybe so. You got a face for radio? Hey! I agree. Your tote special? If I had $1 million, I'd buy me some knives. Yeah, I'd buy more if I had $1 million too. Google thinks that I'm a millionaire. I thought that was really funny. Maybe this is super egotistical, but I Googled metal complex net worth. I'm gonna let you guys know they're way off. But there's a page that thinks that I'm a millionaire. I was very flattered. That's very nice that they calculated my income that way. I thought it was flattering that I was even listed as having a net worth. That's neat. That's neat. Neato. You're a millionaire? That's awesome. Good for you. Spend it on stuff that makes you happy. You only get one life. You're a blip and a grain of sand in this expansive, confusing universe. And things are only going to get weirder on Earth from here on out. So do what makes you happy. And try to be nice to other people and do things that make other people happy. That sounds super corny, but that's, like, why would you do anything else? My net worth is $8.75. But do you still find things that make you happy? Happiness doesn't come from your banking. Man, I remember being in college and I was constantly negative. I had a friend, still actually the guy, funny story. The guy who does the artwork for my channel actually worked at my bank, and I always had to call because we were friends, and I was like, hey, I am negative again. Can you please swipe that fee? Because I don't have money. And he was like, Yeah, man, but you gotta be better. Back when I was in college all the time, I was very fortunate to have him there. But I get that, and even during those times, like I still found plenty of ways to just be happy. I'm not saying it's the same thing for everybody. Obviously, people have different hardships, right? But um, my happiness was never tied to my bank account, and that's different for every single person. So I'm not trying to say that all you have to do is ignore it. Obviously not. But there are plenty of things in life that can make you happy outside of money. The Premium Momo White Mountain exclusive. Oh, nice. Okay, very cool. Thanks so much for your donation there. You like big trucks? Me too. I went and I'm still not to shift gears here. There's a couple of that joke works on a number of layers considering what we were just talking about. But I'm considering buying a new truck because I have a feeling the truck market's going to take a dive. And I also know that interest rates are going to come down dramatically in 2025, probably towards the third quarter of 2025. But I'm looking at trucks, and I want a TRX. I know that there will be TRXs left over in 2025. But I'm also looking at the GMC makes an AT4X 2500 that I think is really cool. And I went and test drove one the other day, and I was pretty impressed with it. I don't need a 6.6 liter diesel or gas engine, but it is a cool truck. Thoughts on Arno Bernard La Mamba? I'm actually not familiar with that model, but Arno Bernard makes an incredible knife, so I doubt that it's bad. Thanks for your donation there. On a blacked out diesel GMC Sierra, one of the most insane looking heavy duty pickups on the market, and if you've never seen it, you should Google it. The GMC 2500 or 30, I'm sure they make a 1-ton. The GMC Denali Ultimate Heavy Duty is a ridiculous truck. If you've never seen it, Google it. GMC Denali Ultimate 2500 or 3500. That is such a ridiculous... It doesn't look real. It looks insane. I'm going to actually look up a picture for myself. Denali Ultimate is the keyword there. The Ultimate edition of that truck is insane. It's insane. It is an insane pickup. Oh my god. It looks like it looks like a concept vehicle. I can't pull it up on screen. I don't have that technology. But it is ridiculous. The half-ton Ultimates are crazy, but the 3/4 ton and 1-ton Ultimates are insane. I like them. I just don't pull that much. I don't have anything to pull. They're over 100K. Yeah, definitely. There's a guy in my neighborhood that has one. That's how I was like, I didn't realize they did a 3/4 ton Ultimate until a guy on the south end of my street bought one, and he drove by, and I was like, what the hell was that? What the... A Decepticon just went by. What the hell? That thing was nuts. Best EDC truck. 113. Guys, it's time to reveal the prizes. You're going to be real happy here. So we're moving everything off screen. If you're new to my live streams, a lot of people assume that the knives that I lay out at the beginning of the stream are for giveaway. They are not. They are literally just talking points, new arrivals, things from my own personal collection. They're literally just display knives. The knives that I'm going to give away, I'm going to reveal here. So a quick look at Excalibur once more. Put that guy back in my pocket here. Going to be EDC in that hardcore. If you have not done this yet, if you're in chat, especially if this is the first time you've been involved with one of my live streams, being here and talking in chat does not enter you. You have to go to the description, which is this card, and there's a link that says enter here. I'm not going to try and sell you anything. You don't have to pay to enter. You don't have to subscribe. There's no tricks. The whole goal is that I uploaded an unlisted video so that only people who came to the live stream have access to that video. That keeps all the comments in one place. So, If you have not done this yet, you must do it. If you don't do it, you will not be entered because the program I use to pull comments will only pull comments from that specific private video. So please do that. I'll give you guys a moment. Okay? And I'll be right back. All right. Everybody entered? Okay. Let's get out those prizes. Oh boy, let's do them one at a time. There's going to be 10. I know that the entry video says 8. I was wrong. I forgot. There's actually 10. So the winner tonight is receiving all 10 knives. You're getting your own little collection of knives. This is one of the like the budget bag knives. I can't remember what they call this, but it's a little neck knife, right? A little two-tone little neck knife. It's made well, most likely VG10. You can find these bag knives on Blade HQ if somebody wants to update everybody with the actual blade steel. Pretty cool though. I mean, not everybody has a use for a neck knife, but I thought it was neat. So we're gonna give that one away. We also have a Kaiser surprise because Kaiser sent me every single mini Militao that they make. So we're gonna get that one out here real quick. I think this is a less intense one. Some of the Militaos, in fact, most of them were pretty. Oh no, it is a crazy one. We have the Gummy Worm and Red G10 edition of the Kaiser Militao, or the Mini Militao, and Nitro V. So that'll be yours. Sorry, it's weird. Kaiser decided all of their Militaos needed to be weird. So what are you gonna do? So that'll be there. We have another Militao, because I want to give you a big one too. You got a mini. There we go. This one's a little more toned down. So this is also God, this stuff. We got another full-size Militao with wood and G10. And then we have this guy in 154 cm. So you'll get both of those. If this is a little bit, you know, a little bit wacky for you here, we can get you one of these. Okay. We have another bag knife here. I'm trying to do the duplicate brands first. Nice larger slip joint here. I believe these are also VG10. This one's a recurve. Really nicely made. Beg did a really good job of these, and these are flying under the radar for a lot of people. They're not incredibly expensive. They have a nice half stop, nice closed snap, right? Easy pull. I would say not a heavy pull or anything like that. Do that one. We're going to kind of go less interesting to more interesting. And I can't remember the names of these guys. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to try my best. This is another one of the War Spear front flippers. This one, very long and slender. War Spear tends to be around the $30 price mark. These are D2, even though it's not labeled. It's fine. Very similar to the quality that you experience with a lot of brands at this price point. It's a good top flipper, front flipper. You're going to get that. We do have some premium ones, so hold on with me. A Civivi, and again, sorry, I'm really, like, specifically not up to date on the names here. We have a Civivi here, and I cannot remember what the heck the name is. Green, kind of a forest green micarta. This one in 14C28N. Crazy jimping on the back, but it does work, right? Nice knife. Some of the less expensive ones here. We have, I think this might be the very last of these. Unless, if this is empty, I'll replace it. But I feel like I know... Is this not even open? What is this? I thought I knew what this was, but I think I'm wrong. This must have been a duplicate of something, because I never opened it. Oh no, it's the little... It's the black version, the little black dagger with the carbon fiber inlay. Oh, cool, little tiny dagger. Look at that little guy. Air RPM 9, little dagger, right? Got a little sheath for it. That's cool. That's fun. These are kind of the fun ones. And then last for the less expensive stuff, we have a Tenable here, which is also a mystery. Oh, I forgot. It's the other Bifer. I forgot they sent me two. Oh, God. This thing is huge. This is the budget Midgard's Messer in the brown G10, and I think these are D2. Are they? Bomber, not Bifer. It's the Bomber. Sorry about that. I believe these are D2. Yeah, big old thick crazy thing there. So, for the less expensive stuff in the bunch, that's what you're looking at. Moving on to the more expensive stuff, we have the Vero Neuron, which is the double detent titanium knife. Very cool. If you've never experienced a double detent knife, they're real fun. You can kind of kick them down into the closed position with the top detent. Top flipper, front flipper. I think these are M390. What number is this? 1007. Almost certainly M390. Let's see. Are these M390? Almost certainly. Okay, and for the final one, I think this is going to be a big deal. I don't think anybody expects me to put one of these on here, but yeah. So this one was... I really enjoyed carrying this one, so I'll clean it off. But I carried this one pretty thoroughly before review. It's not like heavily used or anything. It's just got some box residue on it. In fact, you know what? I'm going to shine it up a bit. All right? I don't want the presentation to be bad here. I don't want to give the wrong idea. I personally carry this knife a little longer than I normally do for review knives, so I'm trying to get some of the residue off of it. But I'll clean it up completely before we actually do the send-off. So anyways, this was courtesy of River's Edge Cutlery, who had some of these that I had never looked at. We have a Spyderco. Which Spyderco? We have the brand new Military 2 with the compression lock. Very, very new, outside of some light carry from me. Just a couple little, it's just residue there. But essentially a brand new Military 2 from Spyderco, which I think are pretty expensive. So if you've ever been curious, it's like a giant PM2. That'll be your other premium knife of this bunch. All right. There are your prizes tonight. Everything that's sitting on top of a box is going to be given away. Everything else in the surrounding area is essentially just off-camera stuff. Trying to move everything out so nobody's confused. All right, everything that is like obviously on screen is what we're giving away. If you win tonight, you'll win it all. It's all yours. Nobody else's. It's yours. I'll ship it off sometime late next week or early the week after. I do all my shipping at the same time. What on earth? I was apparently researching NES Punch-Out on my iPad. Give me a sec here. We're loading up the Comment Picker website. There we go. I'm still logged in, I guess. That's good. A little alarming, but that's good. Oh, gosh. While I have you all captive, oh no, these are all in the way of my mouse pad. Real quick. Real quick. Sorry, one sec, guys. One sec. I have to pin that. Give me a sec. All right, real quick. What does Mental Complex do on Patreon? Right now, I have a private giveaway running that you can get in on literally tonight. It's linked there, as well as private buy, sell, trade, private Discord access, private knife sales, and private once-a-week exclusive content. How much does that cost, you ask? $1 a month. That's it. If you want to gain access to all this stuff, permanent private giveaways, all of that, $1 a month. It's at the top of chat. Please support me on Patreon if you want to. If not, don't worry, because tonight's live stream and giveaway are free, as they always will be. But I always do extra stuff for patrons. I will continue to do extra stuff, and I will keep that price as cheap as I possibly can. So, there you go. Okay. So anyways, let's go to the entry video here. You still have a sec, because I have to load this screen up. You've got time if you want to enter Patreon. Okay, here is comment picker. We're going to reload. Let's do that again. Okay. Is that usually it does a bar? Okay, it's reloaded. This is Mega Man that's playing right now. Let's paste the pinned. Do we not have the? I'm sorry. Apparently, I don't have the link for this video. Give me a sec here. Okay, sorry about that. Let's go back to the top and refresh the page. There we go. Now we're going to go down and we're going to paste the link and let everybody see it. There we go. There's the link with the right date. You can check that link if you want to. Pause the video if you, for some reason, don't trust me. That's fine. I get it. Especially if you're the first one or the first time here. Filter duplicate users is on. That keeps it fair for everybody. We're going to get YouTube comments. Set that down gently. Wow, there's a bunch of you in here tonight. Almost 1,700 people. There might be 1,800 comments or so. A lot. You guys were real curious about what was going on tonight. That's cool. $1,800 comments exactly. Okay. There's your odds. 1 in 1,800. Odds are better on Patreon. I'm just saying. Okay. Here we go. The winner of tonight's collection. The winner of tonight's free collection. People are always confused. There's still people who think you have to pay to enter my giveaways. You don't. This is free. The winner of tonight's knife collection is Drink Water. Great advice. 1915. Hi. Have a fantastic weekend. What is that picture? Looks like a water cooler with a skull on top of it. Okay, well, very specific. Let's find him in chat. Chat, slow down here just for a moment. Let's find this guy, because if he's not here, don't leave yet, because if he's not here, we got to go on to another person. Oh, he is here. Drink Water is here. Is that literally a water cooler with a skull on top of it? I mean, that would make sense. Drink Water 1915 immediately here, claiming an amazing prize package. Let's get my card here, trying to get under the Sakosha. Please email me at metalcomplex87@gmail.com with your first and last name, your shipping information, and that's it. Just email me. If I don't get back to you tonight, don't panic. I might not get back to you until Friday of next week, but you will get your stuff 100%. All you got to do, send me your name and your shipping information, and you're good to go. Congratulations. Nice win there. Especially with the Vero and the Spyderco. And make sure to drink water. It's really important. I feel like the first thing, I'm telling you, it'll make your whole day better if the first thing you do right away, just 24 ounces of water. Just slam it. The biggest cup you have in your cupboard, fill it up with water and drink it the first thing you do in the morning. And tell me your day isn't better. If you didn't know, you're incredibly dehydrated in the morning. Super dehydrated. If you wake up and drink a ton of water immediately, you will feel way better. Especially after tonight. I feel like many of you are doing what I'm doing, which is having a few Gatorades. Let's give away some memberships here real quick, because I am about maxed out on time. What do we got here? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give away 10 from me. Hold on, it's thinking. It's really thinking. Give me a sec here, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to buy this, but it's the wheels turning. The internet's been a little bit weird tonight. Oh, it just canceled it out. Oh, there it is. Okay, there we go. It literally didn't even ask me to confirm my card. It just was like, yeah, we got the money. Thanks. There you go. Congratulations to the winners. Congratulations to the winner of tonight's live stream giveaway. This was fun. It's a lot of really epic stuff coming to this channel. A lot of exciting stuff, especially with Excalibur coming out. I'm really, really excited to see this knife make it into the hands of people who watch my channel. I can't wait for feedback, especially considering there are well over 1,000 of these things being pumped into the community come Christmas. I mean, they'll ship at Christmas. You guys it might take a little bit to get them. But I'm really excited to hear what the community thinks. I can't wait for the feedback. I'm really excited to see what the future brings with that model and for the, just with this channel in general. So I am certain that they will treat you well. I've poured my heart and soul into Excalibur, so I'm hoping that you guys are happy with it, those of you who pre-ordered. And if you didn't pre-order, I will do my best to make something that you might enjoy down the road. That's it for tonight, guys. Thanks to my patrons, my subscribers, Instagram followers, TikTok followers, everybody. If you watch my channel, even if you're just here to win a knife and you hate my guts, that's fine. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you all have an excellent rest of your Friday evening and an excellent rest of your weekend. Bye.